For the people who don't know, you know what I'm saying, what's your relationship to Baby and Slim?
They're my brothers. We got the same father.
VETV, the most honest podcast.
My reputation speaks for itself.
Veracity Exchange, hosted by none other than Brilliance.
Welcome to Veracity Exchange TV. I'm your host, Hollywood Spryte, a.k.a. Brilliance, and I'm back at it with another one. Man, today I got a special guest in the building, you know what I'm saying? Terrancegangstawilliams in the building, man. What's going on, homie?
Wow. Thank you for having me, homie.
Yeah, I appreciate you for pulling up. I know you ain't done many interviews, man, so I'm blessed to have you on the platform.
Big facts. Yeah. You know, I decided to come on here, man, because I see you a good person and you keep it fair. A lot of people just take stuff and put pieces here and pieces there just to make a story, just to, click chasing. So certain stuff I just stay away from, man.
And how the free world been treating you since you been home? You know what I'm saying? What that been like?
Bro, it's hard to describe, man. Just how beautiful it is, man. I just wish it's some other good men I left behind that they could experience this. But, man, it's just, man, it's beautiful, man. Listen, I don't never want to go back to prison. If I got to work at Popeyes, I'm going to steal some batter so I can fry the chicken at home, too. But I need to, I need to stay in this world, man. This is so sweet out here, man. It's beautiful, man. Man, I love it, man. I'm loving it, man. It's so much stuff going on out here.
What you think about these ladies since you been home, man?
It's a lot of big butts.
Right.
They wearing anything. But you got to be careful because now you have a lot of these youngsters that's dressing inappropriate, and you don't know if she underage or not. So I stay in my lane with that because I've seen a lot of guys get 20 and 30 years behind messing with underage women. And some in the federal, they got a law that says you should be able to look at a female and tell she's underage. So, right. Man, I'd be scared, man, because there's a lot of stuff going on. These women, man, it's beautiful, man. There's a lot of beautiful women out here. But I can't get out the way with the women because I got a woman now and she get mad when I be talking all that stuff. So I'm taking right now. Yeah.
Coming from the streets, being a man, you know what I'm saying, to really live that life. How it felt to come home to the new world, man, with these internet gangsters and the trolls.
Then what I tell people, I was just talking about this the other day on my live, that, back in the days when we had bulletproof vests to stop the bullets from the enemies, that's the same thing applies with this social media. You have to have a bulletproof heart, a bulletproof skin, bulletproof feelings because, man, they come at you, man. They come full throttle, but I welcome it because, I've been there. I'm from the streets. I know what I signed up for. And it go hand in hand because if you want to be on this platform, if you want to do interviews and be known to the world, you got to be able to accept everything that comes with it. And that's what comes with it. But I always say this. If I don't like someone, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to follow you. I'm not checking for you. But the people who shoot stuff at me, disrespectful stuff, something about me you like. Right. I intrigue you some type of way because you follow me. You listen to what I'm saying. I have your attention. And I love it, man. I just, give me my check.
Who is Terrancegangstawilliams? Where you from? You know what I'm saying? And what was life like growing up?
Born and raised in New Orleans, Uptown, 17 Ward. I lived in a Callio project, lived in the Magnolia project. I lived on Phillip Street neighborhood. But when the feds arrested me, they arrested me from the Magnolia project.
A lot of people feel like they know your story about what they may have heard about you. You know what I'm saying? But what's something about Terrancegangstawilliams that they don't know that they probably should know?
That I'm a loving person. That I love Popeyes. And I'm a sweet, oh man, I love sweets. It's just sweets, man, that's my favorite. So I like to watch college football. I like to listen to slow jam, slow music, old school slow music. Right. Like Keith Sweat, Babyface, Jodeci, Man Condition, that throwback stuff. I love that kind of music. I like to hang out in Walmart. Oh, I like to watch certain TV shows. The Sisters, Tyler Perry, he never disappoint me. The Walking Dead, that was one of my favorite shows.
Oh yeah, that's my show right there, man.
Yeah, man, The Walking Dead, that was my thing too. The Mayans I used to watch, Sons of Anarchy, Breaking Bad.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic, The Wire, too. Yeah.
The Wire, you can't forget The Wire, man.
Right. Getting the Power in there?
No, we didn't catch Power. We didn't catch that in the feds. As a matter of fact, the house I had parole to when I first got out, power was on there, and I seen a female naked. I was like, man, what is that?
Right.
You know, it was like the beginning season. So I started watching it, and then I had to stop. I had to go back to the beginning so I could understand what's going on and who is who. Matter of fact, the thing we watched in prison was what the show with Taraji P. Henson and Terrance Howard on.
Oh, Empire.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
We watched that. Claws, we watched Claws too. That was pretty cool.
You know what I'm saying? You was a hood legend, you know what I'm saying? Loved by the community, right? And a lot of kids looked up to you in the streets. So my question is, who did you look up to as a youngin', and where you got your game from?
I looked up to Lester Duplessis. I got a chance to run with Black and Mo and Eric Marie. That's what gave me game. Round out the Calio, I got a chance to run with him. Levi DeCalio, Tony D. These are old gangsters, all of them deceased, but I got a chance to run with them and hang out with them. Gaylord, he's still living now. It's Jeff out the Magnolia, Errol out the Magnolia. There's some old heads that gave me game in the parish, in the hood. And then I got my homies I grew up with on Phillip Street, Patrick's, Bridges, Run, Santana. Some of them, Santana, I think he deceased. Boss, Mike, Big On. It's a few around there that I looked up to that laced me. Actually, Patrick Bridges bought me to play football. He saw I was a young youngster in the neighborhood, and he bought me to Taylor Park, and I got a chance to play 110 and then 130.
Football was one of your things, or you just, you know what I'm saying, he just saw something in you?
Well, we played football like in the street, but he was a guy that went to Warren Easton. I mean, my bad. I apologize, Pat, for saying that. He went to St. Aug. He played running back. He was a very good running back. And he played park ball for Taylor Park. And by him being in love with football, he just grabbed me, my homeboy Ugly Few was out the neighborhood, Hank, and made us go play football too.
Right.
And I stuck with it for a while.
What was one of your most exciting days in the projects? If you could think back to back in the day, like a day that couldn't get no better, what was one of your days that you can remember?
Man, listen, that's a hard one because in the project, you got to keep in mind, we got block parties back there.
Right.
You're hustling. So I want to say, I know hanging out with Black and Mo, and this may seem crazy, hanging out with Black and Mo, a guy come out there to kill him, and he threw me out the way first. As a youngster, it's like a rush. You're like, yo, that was some cool stuff. Look, man, what's up? And then when you get older, you realize, man, that was some dumb stuff. You was crazy. You could have been killed. But right. The girls coming back there, I don't, man. I can't just pinpoint one thing, but in the Magnolia, it's always was something going on. It's always was something interesting going on back there.
Right.
Always, man. Because you had different cliques back there. You got the 6 in Clara Circle where we hung at. You had the Belmont Clara Circle. You had the Magnolia. You had 6 in Willow, Magnolia, 6 in Magnolia. You had the old side, LD, TC. You had what Juvenile at. So something was always going on in that project.
Hey, for the people who don't know how big Magnolia Slim was to y'all, what was one of your most memorable moments with Slim?
All right, I'm gonna give you this. One of my brothers had went to jail. He had a Park Avenue, Burgundy Park Avenue. All right, so I had came in the project, and I was bored. And there was this club called Club Rumors downtown. So when I come in the project, I went in 6 in Willow Courtyard, 6 Courtyard, where Magnolia Slim, Chill Will, Doug, Red, all of them used to hang at. And I seen them in the hallway. So I was like, in Dougaloo, all of them. I was like, y'all want to go to Rumors? They was like, yeah, let's go. So it's like, bro, it was like, man, literally 10 of us. I go in my mother's house, sneak and get the keys off the dresser, go back outside, put the keys in the ignition, and we pushed the car down the block because I didn't want her to hear the car start.
Right.
And we jumped in that car, we mobbed in that thing, went downtown to the club. Slim had to be like 15 years old, but he was tall for his age. That's when he was like, say girl, and a lot of girls would just walk by and speak. So that when he had made that song, I was in club room or she act like she ain't gonna be bothered. I said, I'm doing you a favor by giving your dog a holler. You know, that he got that from there because a lot of girls be walking by, someone be walking like they think they all that, you know. So that's how I was in the club back then. But and a lot of people don't know Slim was my barber. Slim to cut my hair.
Yeah, I heard he used to cut.
Yeah. Slim cut my hair, and before I leave, he gonna pat me down because I'm gonna steal one of his tapes with some music on it. Right. And he had that cool water cologne on his dress. So I had to cut my hair, spray myself with that. But that's it, man. Because a lot of stuff going on my documentary now.
What was that like? You know what I'm saying? Being a hood celebrity, right? What was the upside and what was the downside?
The upside was the respect, the love. Because Blackie Moore taught me this. He was like, always look out for the children and the old people in your hood. You need to go to the store for them, make sure they're okay. And once he passed, that proved to be true because I had just left out my mother's house and I was wanted for a murder charge. And when the police went to kick in my mother's door, I was at the block party for Blackie Moore. And some children and a crackhead and a lady come running around the corner saying, "Gangsta, gangsta, run! The police looking for you." And they helped me get away, you know. And it's just that one Christmas, man, me and my mother went and bought toys for 23 children. So I always show love in the project. I never disrespect people in the project. I was never a disrespectful type person anyway. Because I was always small, so I was never like that bully type of guy anyway. I come through the project throwing money out the sunroof, you know, showing love to the hood. So they always liked me, you know, loved me. But the downside was anything happened, man. Listen, I could be hanging out with the president. If someone get killed or shot in my project, Gangsta and them did this, Gangsta and them, you know, and it's sad because every murder charge that I was arrested for, if you go look up my arrest record, every murder charge I was arrested for, it was behind somebody else. It was somebody else's murder, but my name was implicated in it. So, you know, the downside is you're going to be blamed for a lot of stuff you don't do. So it's like, you want to live that life, this all will come with it, you know. So that was the downside. The police always come and get me. Because if you look at some of the throwback pictures with the Hot Boys on there, with Dooney, Sterling, Mosquito, I'm not on some of them because after I come home from juvenile jail in 1991, I went to jail every year. And sometimes I would miss a lot. That's when the Freaknik first come out. I was in jail when that first come out. So I missed a lot of stuff. Killer Stone had brought all the homies to the Freaknik in Atlanta, I think 94. And when I come home, I caught it in 96. But I've always missed a lot of stuff. So that's the downside. You know, you're going to miss a lot of good stuff, you know, in the hood.
Who were some of the ladies, you know, that held it down when it came to the streets that was really living like that back in the day?
We had a homegirl named V. She's a Tony D woman. You had Liz out the Calio. You had Momo out the Melf. You had I forgot this chick. She was out the Rat Hole, man. Oh man, I forgot she was gang. You had Sorelia Duplessis, old gangster. I don't know if I'm at liberty to say this other name, but she got out. She had a life sentence. She went to trial with her husband. She out. She got the clemency, but I don't know if she was holding it down. But I know she went to trial with her husband, so that says a lot. But I don't want to, because she do a lot of good stuff now out in the community.
Right.
Who else? It was a lady around Josephine. She was getting money too. There's a few people that was holding it down getting money. It wasn't that many because, you know, when a female get money, she gonna have to have some shooters with her because, you know, people like me and a few other gangsters, they coming to pay you a visit. You know, I need to get some of that.
I know y'all went at it with a lot of people, but if you could pick like the biggest rival, who would you say that would have been?
The Calio. Listen, man, them boys stick together now, yo. Them boys to ride together, man. Them boys had a lot of people shook. So that beef was so big that it reached our state prison, Angola. And you had homies taking sides, you know, I had homies, I had old enemies that was in ain't go to a life sentence, calling out, sending word to me, get my number, like, man, hold your head up, go hard, man, don't let them do it. You know, so I was like, wow, this stuff, it was real, that was real big in my city.
You know, with time and age, sometimes we realize them beefs was stupid, you know what I'm saying? Were any of those beefs throughout the years able to be squashed?
I want to say yes and no, because a lot of beef, people went to jail, was killed. Me and one of the head guys at Cali, we talked, we got a chance to talk, but me and him have an understanding, but like his other guys, his other friends, some of them that feel still some type of way, it's like, nah, we ain't, certain people just like, certain beef you just can't squash. But it's a lot of stuff that unanswered with beef. So I just keep my back to the wall and watch any and everything, because I know whether it's an old beef or a youngster, a nephew, a son, a niece, auntie, daughter, somebody lurking in the cut want to get these strikes off me. And I've been in this game too long, made rules in the game, broke rules in the game, did too much time to come home on some goofy stuff, and let somebody just snatch me away from all this beautiful stuff out here. It's like I would say this though, whenever God ready for you, you can't duck that. But just using my sense, I'm not gonna just go to the club and what's happening, yeah, I'm home, what's happening, go, nah. So I know there's still beef out there, and there's new stuff out there, that clown's been shooting at me, playing with me, you know what I'm saying? But, I welcome it, it's exciting, this social media stuff is something new, man, because when I left, we didn't have this stuff.
Oh, yeah, also understand you're supposed to have a role in the movie About It, you know what I'm saying? Before the beef between the projects, did you and C Murder have any kind of relationship? And if so, what was that like?
No, bro, listen, I never met C Murder, and I don't know, I didn't know who C Murder was. Randall was cool with P, and P had came down and told Randall we're gonna shoot a moving project. And at first he wanted all those standing on top of the building with AKs and all that stuff, but then P changed that. But right before I could get in the movie, the beef started to carry. So that was like maybe a few weeks, right? It's crazy. We were running together, then all of a sudden we just fell out. So
Right.
that's why I wasn't in that movie.
Man, so at what age was it that you witnessed your first murder?
I had to be 9 or 10. I was young, and it was a little young boy who used to be selling drugs. And when my mother would send me to the store, I would walk past the cut, and he would give me money and just be like, man, buy yourself something, have fun. And I saw this older guy used to slap him around and make him sell him drugs, and he was killed. I saw he was killed on the back driveway in the Callio project. But I can't remember, like I don't know, like, having a certain kind of feeling about it. I kind of grew up strange, I guess, kind of weird, because like I never was one of the ones, like my first time really, 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 really crying tears is when Blackie Moe was killed.
How many shootings like occurred, at y'all peak, you know what I'm saying, weekly, if you could take a wild guess? Like, was it an everyday thing?
Yes. Every day somebody was getting, because you got to keep in mind, New Orleans, it was majority black, ghetto, projects rocking and rolling, project beefing with this project. So it's like, if you come through my project and shoot it up, I got to get back, I got to come back in yours. You hit one of my people, I got to go hit one of yours. So it was just, yeah, man. Like now I just was looking at New Orleans, they say for the first part of the year, New Orleans right now was leading the murder capital, was leading in murder rates, I was like, man, this stuff is constantly going and going and going,
Have you ever sat back and just thought about, being one of the last original Hot Boys left?
I never, no, listen, man, I got Queen Francie and she playing, making me laugh, man. So, you know what? That never hit me, because I never looked at that like that. I never looked at it like that until once I got out and I see that people was really interested in the Hot Boy story. Because it's like, what I always look at is, in every hood, every ghetto, there are stories. There are people that live the same life we live.
Right.
It's just that, but you had a rap group that was so big that rapped about stuff we did. That make it more interesting and intriguing for people. They want to know that type of stuff. But I just be looking at like, it's gangsters and killers all over, everywhere.
Right,
Every ghetto hood, same. So,
right.
but that's why I just was like, okay. But then I always think about my best friends are dead, they deceased. So I think about that and I be like, wow, man, all them gone. And the crazy part about it, I was with Sterling when he was killed. Mosquito had just left me when he was killed, and I just got the phone with Dooney when he was killed. So I was right there with them or close, when all of them was killed. So I think about that sometimes. I be like, you know what? That's always tell people, man, I've been stabbed, shot in a car wreck, life sentence, and God still have me here, So
Right.
I look back, I reflect on all that and be like, okay, now I gotta reach out to the average youth because I done lived that life. I know how it is. To have money, cars, jewelry, girls, police, enemies,
Right.
prison. You know what I'm saying? So now I want to just kick back and just enjoy life.
For the people that don't know, if you could briefly, just state what were you charged with? What were you what was your conviction and what led to you being released?
I was charged with an 848 continuing criminal enterprise. That's a charge with Big MEECH charge, was kingpin charge. That charge was placed on me in order to get me to snitch on Cash Money because I was never a kingpin. That's number one. I had a solicited to commit murder because I talked about robbing and killing my connect that I was getting the heroin from, and I was enhanced for 2 murders that I was never indicted or charged for. In 2018, Donald Trump signed the First Step Act, and you could file a motion to the court asking the courts to reduce your sentence, and it was a discretion of the courts to reduce your sentence. So what the judge would do, he would look at if you had any write-ups or if you had any certificates and things of that nature. I knew the prosecutor was going to try. Okay, when the 2-level reduction came out, they granted my co-defendant. It was only me and my co-defendant left black. I had 8 co-defendants. 2 of us was left on the whole case. So they reduced his sentence on the 2-level reduction. They wanted to reduce my sentence on 2-level reduction because I was charged with 6 ounces of heroin, and that would have gave me 30 years. But I had an 848, which put me at level 38, so it wouldn't it wouldn't reduce my sentence. So they denied my motion, and then when Donald Trump filed, granted us when he signed for the First Step Act, I filed for that, and in there the prosecutor alleged a lot of stuff about Cash Money, a lot of homicide, a lot of stuff, and it was just so nasty. I was like, I don't want this to get out to the public because they're going to say, how people take these stories and run with it. So I had my lawyer let them have it sealed, and but the judge had reduced my sentence because it was like all the new laws coming out, and I had started a class called I Can Go Home a Better Man and help a lot of guys getting out of prison. And it was like, even though you have a life sentence, you still reached out and helped other inmates that were going home. So the judge reduced my sentence to 27 years, 6 months. He released me. They gave me immediate release.
I know you was locked up with MEECH. Have you spoke to him since being released?
No, I haven't spoken with MEECH since I've been released. And I plan to reach out to MEECH, man, because MEECH is a very good dude, man. Real good dude, humble dude. Everybody like him, man. He's a good guy, man. And I plan to reach out to MEECH. Yeah, he's a good person, man.
Because I know you said you was about to get into these prison stories on your channel. I'm trying to see if I can sneak one, man. What's one of your wildest or craziest prison stories that you can remember, that you think about from time to time?
I'm just giving y'all this here little sample, but I ain't giving y'all a lot because it's on my channel, so you think you slick. It was Yazoo, I want to say 2007, 2008. A lot of the Pisces from Mexico, a lot of Mexicans, they used to jump on a lot of other Mexicans, so they took a lot of like 300, 400, 500, some of them off the compound. So that left, because like in prison we claim TVs, so that left TVs open. So it was the Serranos went to go get this TV room. So some blacks with some GDs, they were like, man, we're going to take this TV room. So they wind up having a fight with the Serranos and beat them up. So the Serrano went to the window, and where the yard was made, you could look out the window, look down to the rec yard. And some of the Serrano was out on the rec yard working out, and it was a Saturday. And it was some GDs out there because it was mandatory workout for them. So when the Mexicans seen that their brother was bloody, they just started attacking blacks on a rec yard for no reason, you know. So happened the GDs were strapped out there, so they upped their knives. When I say strapped, I mean they had their weapons and shanks. They upped their knives, and and then they started grabbing pool sticks. Man, they went from the rec yard to the compound, to the middle of the compound, to every unit on the compound. So it's like DEF unit. It's 4 buildings with 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 8, with 12 dormitories. And just imagine all of them fighting. So when the officers hit the button, they didn't know where to go. Man, this went on for like 3 hours, man. They came in shooting tear gas. And it was wild, man. But that's it. Y'all can't get nothing else.
Right. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, so for the people who know people who was in Yazoo, Mississippi, I think it was 2007 or 8. Or you make a Gouda, because when you do a lot of riots and stuff happen in prison, they put it on the internet too. But there are people that was in that prison at that time who know about the story, so they could check with their people. You're using Yazoo Medium at this year, blah, blah, blah. Can you verify what he just was talking about? And people know.
Your name got mentioned a lot, you know what I'm saying, back in the day on them songs. How you feel, you know what I'm saying, when you heard Wayne mention you on I Miss My Dogs?
At that point, I was over for as saying my name on a song, because I used to be like, don't send me a shout out, send me a check out.
Right.
I want to go to the commissary. I need to pay lawyers. I got children to take care of. So, I mean, it was pretty cool for someone like Wayne, to acknowledge me, even on that Hot Boy song. He shot me out. But that stuff don't get to me no more. I don't be excited about that no more, because I look at these youngsters now, and a lot of people hit me up, man, I like what you did, OG did it. And that's another thing I got to come to grips with, them calling me OG. Now I know I be thinking like, who you calling me? I be like, yeah, you are old. But
right.
I'm used to being around older people. I'm used to being the youngest. So when people be like, OG, they're like, OG, what the world?
Right.
But I'm thankful that, they still remember me, acknowledge me. And because I used to be around Wayne I remember he was growing the afro when he looked up the Slim. He was like, I want to be like Slim.
Right.
Or Sugar Slim, Cash Money Slim. He was growing the afro. Then he started growing the braids, and he switched up, then got the dreads. But, I remember Wayne being in the studio with his little camouflage vest on, writing, and I was like, youngster, where you get this from? I don't know, I'm just talented, I'm just gifted, and I was like, wow, this little young boy gonna be something special,
Right.
And I remember Slim calling me one day and was like, yo, listen to this. And I heard Wayne, I was like, boy, he gonna be the next one.
Relationship with Slim, good, right? You and Slim, good.
Superb.
Okay.
Superb.
So I got a question for you about Slim. I understand Slim a genius, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what they say. Being young, did you know the intellectual power that Slim had? You know what I'm saying? I heard he was a mastermind, when it came to that business.
Of course. I sat down many times and talked with Slim. So I already knew that. I got some story, but I can't share them right now. But
I feel you.
Yes, I've always knew that. Yes, Slim always been just like he is now. Always been like that. Good person, analyze everything, strategize it, and look, this the plan, huddle up, this what it is, you play your role, blah, 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 and go ahead on, carry out the mission,
Right.
Always been like that, man, but a good man, real good man. And I'm happy he not into that politics stuff, he ain't Suwu, and he ain't black, so I really would be out here, man, I might be out here tap dancing with the box, asking for a few coins,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I'm thankful he ain't into all that stuff, man,
We ain't gonna get too deep into the Birdman thing, but you know what I'm saying? I know you said you and him, ain't really, seeing eye to eye right now, but do you feel like that situation could be resolved, you know what I'm saying, with time? You know what I'm saying, by y'all being brothers and whatnot?
I don't think so. Anything's possible.
Right.
It's whatever God's will. I just don't think so.
When was the last time you spoke with BG? You know what I'm saying? And what was that conversation like?
I haven't spoken with BG because, it's a lot of in-house family beef we got going on now. So I don't know where BG's staying at and all this. So I've been keeping my distance from everybody. I plan to send him some money. I plan to do that because I know coming from prison, no matter how much money you have on your books or what have you, you always need money. So, I plan to do that, but I'm just going to play it by ear because, what I'm learning now is a lot of politics out here and people taking sides who you're riding with and things of that nature. So, like I say, I got my back against the wall,
Your name been buzzing for 20 years, man. So when is this documentary dropping? And do you plan on writing any books?
Oh man, I've written 9 books. I have a book on my life story called The Other Side of Bourbon Street. Okay. I have the book cover on my Instagram page. I don't. For it's a documentary, it's kind of scary now because Queen France, the one who convinced me to even do this, she convinced me to do all this social media stuff. Period, because I was just gonna come on and go underground. But she came up with all the people want to hear this stuff. You need to talk to these youngsters. Da, 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 da. So I was like, man, people want to hear that stuff. But I don't want to rush the documentary because too many people have been asking me about it. And I'm scared that if I rush it right now because it's in demand, that I might put out, people are going to be like, oh, that wasn't what we were looking for. He rushed this, da, da, da. So right. I'm trying to find a major company to get behind me and help me and, show me, because her and I are doing it ourselves. It's coming out pretty good, but I would prefer to take my time. I plan to put it out this year, though, because like I said, we got a lot of stuff covered.
Coming from your lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? If you could get a youth a positive message right now, what would that be?
Stop the violence, say no to drugs, and if there is a situation, try to find out a solution without resulting to killing someone, because it's fun when you're on one side of the gun, but when the people lock you up and you don't have no outside support, and then you're gonna be mad with the world because you're gonna feel like people owe you. When you put yourself in that predicament, think first, man, because we quick to want to pull that gun, we quick to want to get a reputation, get our name out there. And first of all, I'm speaking to myself first because my ears are the closest. So at the end of the day, I've been through it all. I know how I feel to go through that. And man, sometimes like my weakest moment in prison was when Katrina hit. I was like, man, my mother, my family, and nobody went to check on my mother. None of my friends, nobody. My mother was stuck in the house with her father. You know what I'm saying? So I advise you, do not, man. And I know a lot of y'all in them gangs and stuck and feel like, this is my family, this and that. But always remember this. There's no 401k in prison or in a gang, period. So when you out here gang bang, hang with your homie, when you go to prison and the homie stops sending you money, don't be mad. Because you get the warning right now. I wrote an article called "You Don't Want to Play This Game" with this dude named Terrance. And we had it published in a magazine. But it's the only thing in the game at the end of the day is 2 things. That's death and prison. That's the only thing going to come out of being in the game. Right. And God bless me to get back out here. I'm going to give it to you. All I can do is give it to you. You can take it. But I did my part once I give it to you. It's on you to digest it and try to do something right. Because you got a chance because you're out here. Everybody out on the street right now, you have a chance. Right. Once you get behind that wall or go to prison, it's a different story, man. Different ball game. It's rules back there. There's rules and regulations. You could be a shot caller on the street. When you go to prison, somebody else running it. So you're going to have to fall in line.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for coming on, man. If you can, man, let the people know where they can find you, you know what I'm saying, on social media.
My Instagram is at Terrance Gangsta, Gangsta Williams, home, HOME, all one word. Terrance, TerranceGangstawilliams, HOME. That's my Instagram. My YouTube is Gangsta, and then you put the little dash, DTHE, Original Hot Boy. That's my YouTube channel. My Patreon channel is Terrancegangstawilliams. Subscribe to that. Go and support me. I got some music. Yeah, I got some music from back in 1999. I had put an album out. Not me, but I had some rappers from the record label. I talk on the album, so y'all go get that and support me. Much love. Love you all.
Yeah, y'all know my saying, yesterday's wins, no losses count. If you woke up blessed to be alive, keep pushing forward and strive for a greater tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, we getting up out of here.
Shout out to Queen France.
Veracity Exchange, television